have to both grow the economy, and there's a big number, and the number of jobs that the plan talks about by 2030 is 11 million. And I want to emphasize it's not a promise of 11 million jobs. What the analysis is about is trying to get a handle on if we targeted virtually full employment, so we'd need to set the sights on 6%. Then the 5.4 million jobs that the new growth path picks up on by 2020 is a realistic number, and there's an additional about equal number by 2030. So there are a series of proposals in here. Some of these issues, including the functioning of the labor market, big emphasis, pretty strong detail on smoothing the transition from whatever the academic institution, school or university, FET college, into the workplace. Now, when we speak of jobs, I think we're developing a sense that some jobs are going to contribute to growth, or some areas of economic activity are going to contribute both to growth and to job creation. Others are going to be a drain. The bottom right quadrant is the kind of drain. It's actually the zone that we're in now. We've got a very high public sector wage bill. We've got low levels of investment. And because education is in jeopardy at the moment, too few people coming through with quantitative skills and therefore not easily absorbed into higher level jobs. And this places a brake on the kinds of investment that we're likely to attract. Bottom left is very necessary, and there's a target of some 2 million jobs in public employment. It's community works program and expanded public works. Top left are those things we can't throw away. Mining, very good for growth, export earnings, but not always good for jobs. If we need to get back into gold and maintain our position in gold, or reclaim our position as the world's top gold producer, it's probably going to be seams sitting 5 kilometers below the Earth's surface. You can't put people down there. And so the question that we have to come back to is, if we want to get into the top right quadrant, what are the trade-offs we have to construct? Now, there are also a series of proposals in the plan about trying to improve on labor market operations. There are proposals, for instance, about removing people who earn more than 300,000 a year from the purview of the CCMA. You've got to unblock the CCMA and its operations. There are proposals about getting probation to actually mean probation, so that an employer can test a person's attitude, capability, acumen, desire to be there within a fixed period. And then there are proposals that are made about dealing with dismissals more easily when there are issues of misconduct and so on at play. There are a series of proposals about infrastructure. Now, I want to say as we go through this, in coal, what the proposals are about a balance between domestic consumption and export. It's okay if other people want to buy our coal and emit CO2. It's okay. It's okay. We have to get it to them. And so part of the infrastructure issues would be about that, like the heavy haul rail from the Waterberg coal fields to the coast, the coal line to Richards Bay. And also, because we have coal in the volumes that we do, let's not for a moment pretend that it's all going to be renewables. We need to invest in clean coal technologies, including carbon capture and storage. if we can get leadership on these kinds of issues in the world, we might be able to provide the breakthrough. The second issue, and I want to make the point that Caroline and I are on the same side. There's a big unresolved debate even in the National Planning Commission. It's on the issue of shale gas reserves. Now, geology reports suggest that South Africa has vast quantities of shale gas, if we can get to it, if we can extract it. And if we can extract it in an environmentally friendly way, then we'll have a gas reserve available that emits lower levels of CO2 and is less risky than nuclear, and will be able to facilitate what we need to do in energy consumption. Of course, as a group, the Planning Commission, as a small group of people, the Planning Commission has probably read more reports, good and bad, about fracking and shale gas extraction than probably any other group in the world, save and except perhaps for some dedicated research group sitting in some university somewhere. And so the proposal is actually a very gentle one. It's allowing for exploration under refined conditions. We need to ensure that it can happen, but that we can protect the aquifers so that you don't destroy the biosphere that is so phenomenal in large parts of the Karoo.